Hi everyone and welcome to Newegg TV. My name is Paul and today I'm going to be taking a closer look at a couple networking products from Western Digital. That's right, networking products from Western Digital. They do that now. And to that end, we have the MyNet AC1300 router and the MyNet AC Bridge. Now these products are designed for at-home use, but they would be just as at home in a small office environment. In case you're not familiar with what a bridge is, for example, I'm going to cover this product second. We'll start off with the router, and then the bridge allows you to wirelessly essentially extend your router's capability, and more on that in just a few moments. But first off, the MyNet AC1300. First off, there's a new wireless standard in town, and that is 802.11ac. That is the follow-up to 802.11n. Provides greater bandwidth and some other nice features. So for this, you can get blazing fast AC Wi-Fi, less buffering, more entertainment, delightfully easy to set up. And we also have FasTrack technology, and that is something that Western Digital has introduced. And we're going to come back to that because there's more info on the back. But here's some information on what this router can do. You can connect a MyBook Live personal cloud storage, for example, by way of some USB ports on the device. More control via the MyNet dashboard, which provides a simple view of your settings for easy customization. Easy to auto-configure. It's UPnP or Universal Plug-and-Play compatible. Then you get some more advanced features like advanced QoS support, WPA and WPA2 SPI firewall, parental controls, network diagnostic tool, auto-sensing port technology, high-powered antenna amplifiers, and guest access. Let's flip around to the back so I can tell you guys more about FasTrack. So here's sort of a visual example of some of the different types of data that you might be communicating across your home network. So for example, you have basic stuff like email, internet access, and files. Then you have pictures and audio. Then you have gaming and VoIP stuff like Skype. Then of course you have entertainment like full HD video. What FasTrack does is it actually detects the type of data that you are streaming and it prioritizes it. Because, for example, while you might not care about waiting a few extra seconds for that email to pop up, you will care if your full HD streaming video suddenly starts to stutter because it loses bandwidth because other data is taking up your bandwidth. That being said, FasTrack is integrated by default. It's really user-friendly. You don't have to do much to configure it, although you do have some options in the control panel. And it's one of the great features of Western Digital's lines of routers. Apart from that, next-gen Wi-Fi, I already mentioned that AC. It's a dual-band router, so you get capability to communicate on both the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz bands simultaneously, although bear in mind you cannot combine them together. And then, of course, you have backwards compatibility with older Wi-Fi devices such as wireless 802.11n or 802.11g. Next up, we will take a look inside and see what all comes with this product. We have a warranty. Let me see if I can deduce how long of a warranty. So you get a 1-year warranty for this device from the manufacturer, Western Digital. You get a little MyNet AC1300 wire setup guide. So there's a very basic setup and configuration to connect your modem, which is usually provided by your internet service provider, to the router, and then to connect devices to the router so you can share your internet among them. You also have a setup and resource CD that you can use in your computer. You also have the router itself, which I will come back to in just a moment after I have investigated the rest of the box for the rest of the, yeah, there we go. Okay, so you have an AC wall adapter. That's AC is an alternating current, not to be confused with 802.11ac, but that's pretty simple. Plug that into the wall, plug the other end into your router, provides power. And then you also have an RJ45 cable, also known as an Ethernet cable, and that will at least help you connect the router to your modem. And here's a look at the MyNet AC1300 itself. In case you're wondering where the 1300 and AC1300 comes from, well, that refers to the theoretical bandwidth that's available. On at least the 5 gigahertz band, you get up to 1300 megabits per second. On the 2.4 gigahertz band, you can get up to 450 megabits per second. As far as the router itself, as you can see, there's a bit of texture on the top, which I can maybe catch in the light so you guys can look. There it is, nice and pretty. You got sort of a glossy band here, as well as a matte section on the plastic housing right there as well. On the front, you have a power indicator light. You also have a wireless indicator light. You have an internet connectivity indicator light. You also have a WPS light, so that's the Wi-Fi protected setup button, so you can use that to more easily pair this device with other devices in your wireless network. And then also here on the side, you will notice there's plenty of ventilation actually on either side of this, as well as on the bottom. And you also get some rubber feet on the bottom there, so you can set the device down nicely on a surface, and provides a little bit of space underneath for the heat to escape, as well as to protect whatever surface that you're setting it on. You actually have a power button right there, which I always prefer with a wireless, with a router. You also have the DC connector port right there, so that's where you plug in that AC to DC adapter. A recessed reset button, so if you do have any issues, you can push that in with a paperclip or other small pointy device, and you can reset it to factory defaults. You have two USB 2.0 ports right there, and you can use those to connect printer, for example, and so you can set up a networked printer. You can also use that with external storage to set up network attached storage, which is also very handy. Here's the internet RJ45 port, so that's where you connect the RJ45 cable coming over from your modem that's, again, generally provided by your internet service provider. And then you get 4 wired Gigabit Ethernet ports. And next up, we're going to talk about the MyNet AC bridge. And you will note the little speech bubble there indicating I work with all AC routers. That's because AC is a wireless standard, and as long as the hardware is built to that standard, it should be intercompatible, if that's a word. Although Western Digital would of course prefer that you use the MyNet AC 1300. As long as you have a router, you can actually set up this bridge. Now, if you're not familiar with what a bridge is or how a bridge works, well, essentially this allows you to take wired devices and make them wireless. So let's say, for example, in your home or office, you have your router set up way over here, and then you have need of an internet connection in a different room. It's either across your house completely or on the other side of the office, and it doesn't make sense to run cable from one side to the other. What you can do, set up your router in one location, set up the bridge in another location, and then the bridge has wired Ethernet ports on the back of it. Then you can use those to plug in smart TVs, game consoles, Blu-ray disc players, or other types of media players that are wired. So connect up to 4 Ethernet-enabled wired devices to AC wireless. And then, of course, by virtue of the enhanced bandwidth of 802.11 AC standard, you're going to get really fast connection from your existing router to the bridge, and then you can use that. So I, for example, like to say that this is a great solution for a game room if you have that set up, or if you're in an office environment and you have a set of cubicles or something that's further away, another great way to connect other devices and connect them all to your existing network. Apart from that, you'll notice a lot of the same information here that we saw on the router itself. Next generation Wi-Fi via 802.11 AC. You get 4 Gigabit Ethernet ports on the device. Again, you have WPS setup, so you can use that easy push button connection, which is kind of demonstrated here on the side. Plug it in, press the buttons, connect the devices. Pretty simple. Also 24/7 customer support provided by Western Digital, so if you need to contact them, you can. A few more details here on the side. Again, pretty similar to what we saw on the router. So you get the, these are the other WD devices like the router. If you have a MyBook Live or other external storage device, you can connect that. And then, as previously mentioned, great opportunity to connect a media player to the device in order to get it set up. And we'll take a look inside the box for this one as well. Again, warranty information for that 1-year manufacturer's warranty from Western Digital. You get the MyNet Wi-Fi bridge, so a bit more information there on setting up the device once again. Please bear in mind you do need an existing router in order to use this bridge. We have the bridge itself, which I'll take a closer look at in just a moment. Let's just see what else is included. Aha, pretty much the same as the router. We have an AC adapter, that's alternating current, that's the wall plug. And then we also have the plug that connects into the bridge. And then they've also included a black RJ45 Ethernet cable. Here's a closer look at the AC MyNet bridge itself. As you can see, we have a similar design that we saw on the router. Oop, there's a bit of the reflection. Kind of a matte black in the center with some glossy black around the edge. Again, similar indicator lights here as well. So you have a power light, that WPS light, internet connection light, as well as a wireless light. Here on the front, not much to say. This is a vertical standing bridge, so it will stand vertically. It takes up not quite as much of a footprint as if it were sitting flat on its side. Bear in mind, if you do need to reset the device, it is recessed right in there where it says reset. And then finally here on the back, we have some additional connectors. So we have, again, a discrete power button to turn the bridge on or off, WPS for Wi-Fi protected setup, and then 4 of those Ethernet ports. And if you're wondering where the internet port is, well, that's because it's wirelessly connects to the internet via your existing router. Finally, you have the DC input to connect your AC to DC adapter. And that's going to wrap it up for this video on this pair of networking devices from Western Digital, the MyNet AC1300 and the MyNet AC Bridge. I'm Paul with Newegg TV, and if you enjoyed today's video, you can find more on our Newegg YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.